Hi, my name is Keith, and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to talk to you all about Smoky Quartz. This is one of the coolest crystals that people have no idea about. It's really unfortunate that there's so many crystals that you guys just don't know anything about, but I'm here to help teach you about different crystals and how to separate them into categories and basically make it easy to teach, easy to learn, and just easy for you guys to incorporate into your daily lives. Because you guys, it's really, I understand when you guys don't know how to tell different crystals apart, because online, all the information online is the same information just spit out into different words and different arrangements online. If you're to research what a crystal's energy is and just go off the information based off of online, you will be confused. You'll never know how to tell them apart. You'll never know when you need the crystal. It's not overly helpful, so I'm here to help you guys. All the crystals that I learned about is from my experience, from different tests I've done on myself and with people, and people testing it on themselves on their own, and just different elements of the crystal, what comes to me in dreams and in visions, and just different things about crystals that are absolutely awesome. Smoky quartz, for example, is a very often faked crystal. They take quartz and they heat it up and they irradiate it, and they make smoky quartz in laboratories now. There's smoky citrine, there's smoky amethyst, there's just a ton of different combinations, but this is true smoky quartz, the national gemstone of Scotland. Whenever I talk to a person who's from Scotland, I'm like, what's your national gemstone? Just like if I'm from Florida, it's fossilized agate. It's just fun to know certain things, but what exactly does smoky quartz do? What is this? Oh, I see it online. I'm not really sure what crystal to use. It's like, this crystal says that this is going to help me with this, and so does this crystal, and there's just the same information. So basically, I'm going to make it nice and easy and unteach you about what online says. Smoky quartz, look at this crystal. What does it look like it's doing? I'm going to make this so easy for you guys. This is going to be awesome. What's it look like it's doing? It's clear quartz that has irritation in it, or nature's natural, irritation or iridation. I might just fumble on words for a little bit, but basically it's getting foggy with brown. It's Mother Nature's, her own radiation. There we go. So basically Mother Nature's own radiation counters our radiation. It's kind of like the complete opposite. One thing that smoky quartz does is it blocks EMF, and it completely absorbs any kind of spiritual attack sent towards you. So I like to say EMF translates to enemy, missile, fire. So electromagnetic radiation just comes out of our phones, 5G, especially with the new phones. All of us completely forgot. It's actually still coming out of our phones. You might be watching me from my phone, and you might be picking up not irritation, but you might be picking up radiation from your phone. But smoky quartz helps block that off. If you put up a detector, it completely blocks it off. And it does the same thing spiritually. So when someone sends you a psychic attack, a curse, a hex, any form of negative energy, this kind of freaks people out, but it fully absorbs it. It traps it, just like it looks like a piece of quartz that trapped like a fog. Let's say that someone conjured some kind of black magic, some kind of fog, and it was sent to your house, and it hit a clear quartz, and it turned all black. It's because it got stuck. It got fully absorbed. That's what this crystal is able to do, and this really freaks people out, because people are like, I don't want it fully absorbed. I want to repel it. But sometimes there are certain crystals that actively ward off curses or hexes, but they don't. Like obsidian might not defend 100% of everything. It'll defend against 95% of a specific psychic attack or some kind of black magic against you. But what happens when some of it gets around it because it's busy, or it's full, or it's not enough, it's not a big enough piece? Well, the nice thing is that smoky quartz just sucks it up, and even if you absorb some of it, it sucks it out of you. One thing about Smoky Quartz is that it's a rage calming stone. It was revered by the Druids of Scotland for a reason. It contains any rage that you either want to send someone or that someone's sending you. Just like, because now you guys have an easy way to remember. Oh, it looks like a piece of clear quartz that something like some kind of fog or mud or some kind of something hit it, and now it's fully absorbed in there. Yeah, that's how Smoky Quartz works. It's good for if you're in traffic and you want to yell and scream and you're at a red light and you're not feeling yourself because maybe you had too much coffee or no coffee and you're just feeling wacky. Smoky Quartz calms you down. If you just hold Smoky Quartz after you put it next to selenite, that's the easiest way to cleanse and charge Smoky Quartz. Put it next to selenite for 8 hours and then use it. And when you hold it, you're like, oh, I feel kind of calm. Oh, I'm feeling a lot more relaxed. It'll make you feel very, very relieved because whatever was in you, it just pulled it out of you. It sucked out of you and it put it in there. This is an amazing thing, but some people do get freaked out because you do have to cleanse and charge. You have to cleanse it because otherwise, if you go and you have to cleanse and charge it every single day because it's fully gonna absorb it, and you don't want to be carrying around yesterday's negative energy. So if you had a really bad day, but you feel better because the Smoky Quartz pulled it off of you, or you didn't even realize that it was pulling it off of you as you went throughout your day, Smoky Quartz is still carrying that bad day unless you cleanse and charge it. You can take, this is actually a horrible way I found out. So I had a Smoky Quartz and someone sent me negative energy and it fully absorbed it and I forgot to cleanse and charge it. And I'm like, oops. And I left it outside next to a plant and it was just holding so much negative energy that it started killing the plant. And one side of the plant was just wilting and dying. So it'll take a very, very heavy blow. It'll just take any kind of fog. It'll put up like a wall just so it sucks it in. It's just all about sucking in and entrapping negative energy that's directed towards you, by you, or by someone else towards you. It's a sponge. Some people really don't like the idea of a crystal absorbing because like, I don't want to carry around negative energy. Well, you cleanse it when you get home, and if it's not fully full, it's still absorbing the negative energy. So when it's completely full, it's kind of spilling over and you're kind of spilling over negative energy on yourself. But this is just a massive protecting stone. Not only that, Smoky Quartz is a calming stone. It makes you feel nice and calm and nice and at peace and just feel good. And it connects you to Mother Earth. Like I said, it's Mother Nature's natural radiation makes these colors in the crystal in the ground. So remember how I said Mother Nature's radiation counters man-made radiation? So if you have a radiation, if you're radiating negative energy, it's going to calm you down. It just takes you down a very, very major notch. It's like, oh, okay, I feel calm now. Like, finally, you ever feel when you just, like, let's say you have a thorn in your foot and you pull it out and now it feels better. You're like, oh, great. That's what Smoky Quartz does. It sucks the thorn out of your soul, essentially, and it makes you feel a lot better. So one thing you can do, I'm going to teach this, I give a little hint away on my TikTok, but one thing is someone sends you negative energy and you put bronzite next to the Smoky Quartz, then as it cleanses it, it's also sending it back as well. I'll teach about bronzite eventually. You have to use it correctly for it to work, but bronzite's like a soccer ball and sending negative energy back. It has, when used right, I'll teach more about that in a different video, but Smoky Quartz is absolutely wonderful because it's just so calming. It's so grounding. It's actually good for abundance. Since it has the brown ray in it, I recommend working with this on your left side, unless on your right side, you can use it to release blockages, maybe deep inner blockages, but I like to keep it on my left side if I'm not wearing it. I'm actually going to make it into a belt soon so it covers the yin and the yang, so it covers the projecting and receiving. So it's doing both. That's how important I think Smoky Quartz is because it just does so much. It's so awesome as a crystal. It's just very underrated because online says stuff, just like super general stuff about it. It's not think of it as the anti-rage stone. It's good for anti-EMF as well, but this calms, rages, and absorbs anything that's supposed to hit you. That's the easiest way and the two biggest things you can remember about this crystal. It also is especially if you have any Celtic roots, it'll help you connect to those as well. Since it is the national stone of Scotland, it'll help you, especially if you're doing any druid practices or any Celtic practices, because it does take you home, essentially, especially since it's a crystal of Mother Nature and grounding you and connecting you to the earth element. I did say it was good for abundance because the brown as a color, is good for rooting you into Mother Earth, and anything that has a system of roots is extremely stable. Another quality of Smoky Quartz is good for stability. I think I did see that online, but why is it good for stability? It's good for stability because it's calming you down so you're not acting absolutely crazy, and it's pulling bad moods off of you. But it's good for abundance because it helps you be rooted, and for you to have abundance, you have to be rooted. People who will just have citrine and nothing but citrine, they're like, oh, it was working for me the first week and then it stopped working. I'm like, yeah, because you're not being stable. Match it with Smoky Quartz or black tourmaline, or like maybe if someone sends you attack, then you have another crystal such as rose quartz or citrine. They do have smoky citrine. Mother Nature's awesome and how it does its thing. But this has to be one of the easiest crystals to remember. Online overcomplicates it. I see different things online. This is an anti-rage stone. You can, like I said, one of the best places to take Smoky Quartz is if you're in traffic. If you're a super, super, super moody person, or you have lots of anxiety, lots of just, you feel depressed all the time, you feel just in a bad mood all the time, this is going to be the crystal for you. If anyone says, oh, I'm having so much anxiety and so much stress, and I'm just not feeling good, or I'm feeling very moody, and I'm having mood swings, Smoky Quartz, because it'll suck all the bad energy out of you into the stone, as long as you cleanse and charge it. And it's going to, when you use it next to selenite, the way it works is the selenite just cuts apart any negative energy. It's not staying on the selenite. Selenite just completely rips it apart. That's for a different video. Selenite has strings on it, like literally little tiny energetic strings that rip darkness apart and then just release it as non-darkness, kind of like how a plant. If you ever wonder how crystals transmute energy, just think about it like this. When something's supposed to kill us, like carbon dioxide, and I made this analogy up. You might see this online because I said it now, but it took me so long to remember, or not remember, it took me so long to understand. I'm like, how does a crystal transmute energy? That doesn't make sense to me, and I kept challenging it, and then an answer popped up, and I'm like, oh! Because I have a biology major as well, so when I look at, okay, so a plant will take carbon dioxide. Ooh, this is going to be a good next video. I'm sorry, just topics popping into my head as I'm making this. I'm going to I rewatch all my own videos, but when a plant is just doing its thing, it takes carbon dioxide, which is supposed to kill us. It's basically our byproduct, and it consumes it as energy and as fuel, and it spits it out into oxygen, which is good for us. So it's kind of like a mutual relationship. Same thing with selenite. Same thing with, that's how energy is transmuted. It can be done on a scale with plants. It can be done on a scale with crystals. They're both from the ground. They both originate from Mother Earth. It's the coolest thing ever. This is Smoky Quartz. It's the anti-rage stone. You can grid it around your house. If you feel like you're under attack, put Smoky Quartz in every window next to a piece of selenite. Nothing's going to get past the Smoky Quartz. Remember I said enemy missile fire. It absorbs the worst of hatreds, the worst dark energies. Things don't get past Smoky Quartz. You can, if you pair Smoky Quartz with black tourmaline, woo, anything that's supposed to hit you, because sometimes black tourmaline blocks 100% of everything. But let's say you don't have a piece of selenite next to your black tourmaline, or maybe it's just so much negative energy that you might shatter the tourmaline, because that's the only way to get past black tourmaline is to completely shatter it. But you have Smoky Quartz next to your black tourmaline. Now you have a super shield. Nothing is getting in. It's kind of like the sponge or just kind of like an extra coating and layer on the outside of a shield. Smoky Quartz is awesome. It's literally, and look how beautiful it is. It looks like a little genie inside a gemstone, or it looks like something very like just foggy and earthy and muddy, just trapped. Or like, I like to think of it as just clear quartz that absorb like a dark genie sent towards you, or a dark spirit sent towards you, and it's absorbed, and now it's your friend. And that dark spirit that was sent towards you is now transmuted into a spirit that is a crystal and is now protecting you. That's pretty cool, right? This is one of the best crystals, like I said, ever. If you're a moody person, how do you know if you need Smoky Quartz? Well, if you're moody, and you wear Smoky Quartz, or you're depressed, have anxiety, or anything, that's the crystal you're gonna go to. I used to recommend like hematite or red jasper, but if you're your biggest enemy because you're moody, like, and you have to be honest with yourself, you're not going, especially if, I mean, to spiritually grow, you're gonna have to confront yourself. If you're not good at confronting yourself, you can go to a reader like Eve the Medium. She's a very good reader, but if you're someone who throws yourself pity parties, or you just feel in a bad mood all the time and you're blaming everyone else for everything, for your problems, Smoky Quartz is very good because it grounds you and it helps you grow in the sense that it'll calm you down so you're being logical enough to see what's actually going on. And it makes everything feel so good. So this is my video on Smoky Quartz. I don't rehearse for these videos. I just love talking about these crystals and it feels so good in my hand. I do have Smoky Quartz as a necklace on my website. I'm glad I remembered in this video to mention it. I never really share with you guys that I have jewelry on my website, but yes, I have Smoky Quartz as a necklace on the website, and it feels so wonderful when you put it on. It's just so calming. Like I said, the energy it has is like, let's just say you have a giant bag of luggage on your back and you're carrying it on you all day, and you finally take it off and you're like, oh, that feels good. Or like, let's just say you had a long day, maybe you were walking around all day because like you're doing stuff, and you just sit down and you're like, ooh, that's that good feeling. That's kind of like, ooh, bags off. Ooh, like just breathing out, like, finally. That's the energy of Smoky Quartz to a T. That is the exact energy of Smoky Quartz. Tell me what you guys think about Smoky Quartz. It's one of my favorite crystals ever for moodiness, because I know that Smoky Quartz does something that other crystals cannot. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Ciao!